Hey everybody, in this video we're going to take a look at creating our own custom 3D kinetic typography in Unreal Engine 5.7 using motion design tools. So let's hop to it. I'm going to start by going to the File menu and choosing New Level, and here I'm going to use the 3D Motion Graphics template. This is available if you have the Motion Design plugin activated, and of course this tutorial depends on the Motion Design plugin being activated. So let's go ahead and create that. I am not going to save the changes to my current level, and we start out with this. Next, I'll go to the Motion Design Outliner and select the cloner system and use the delete key to remove that. Yes, I want to get rid of everything there. And now we can add our text. So we'll go to our mode selection here and change from selection mode to motion design. And then I'll click on the actors page for the motion design tool panel and double click on text actor. Now let's give our text a little bit of information to show. I'm going to use the word BAM and an exclamation point, enter. I'll go ahead and enforce uppercase, and let's set the default font size to something like 400, nice and large. I'm going to scroll down in the details to center our horizontal alignment, and then scrolling back up, I want to set a different font. So let's see what we've got here. I think I was using, it looks like it's not, here it is, Show Card Gothic. All right, there we go. I like this font. All right, next we want to add some depth to this. So I'm going to scroll down in the details for the text and find our geometry, extrude. Let's extrude this by about 50 units. And then we'll add some bevel as well, about 5 units. So now we've got some nice volume with our text. And so our next step is to create this text actor into a static mesh that we'll have more control over. Now to do that, I want to make sure I have a folder to put that static mesh into. So I'm going to go to my content browser, and I already created a meshes folder, but I'm going to create a new one just for this demo. So right click, new folder, and I'll call this demo meshes. Great. Now with the text actor selected, I can go to the actor menu and choose convert the text actor to static mesh. Selecting that, it'll ask where do I want to put it, and so I'll go into my kinetic text and demo meshes folder that I just created, and I want to give this a name, so sm_bam, and save. Great, and here is our new static mesh. I can use Control-Shift-S to save our changes. That's going to include this new level that I created, so I'll call this demo bam, and save that. And now we can swap out our text actor for the static mesh. So I'll select the text actor right here and use the delete key to remove it. And then I can drag drop the static mesh into the level. Next, I want to just give a little bit of space underneath here. And let's center this in X and Y, so 0 and 0. And maybe we'll round this out to a nice even 20. Okay. Now, in order for us to be able to do this kinetic text where each character is operating differently, we'll want to break this up into separate meshes for each one of the characters. And to do that, we're going to be using the modeling tools. So I'll go to our mode selection here and change to modeling mode. Now again, we have our static mesh selected. So now I'm going to the select page here in modeling, and I'll go to try select. Now by default, try select is set to brush, and if I click and drag, I'm able to select the faces, but I'm not getting everything very easily. Let's clear that selection. Instead, I'm going to change the selection mode to all connected. And now if I click on a single character, I get all of the faces that are connected to that character. Now I can go to the model page and scroll down in the tool panel here and use the separate button, and this will break this letter out into its own mesh. So clicking on separate, and now it's a separate mesh, and let's repeat for the remaining characters. A, separate, M, separate, and we don't need to separate the exclamation point because it's already in a mesh all by itself, this SM-BAM. If I did want to separate this, I could select both parts of the exclamation and then use separate, and these would go together in a new mesh. But we have everything that we need already, so I can go ahead and hit accept here in the modeling tools. So now we have 4 separate meshes. I like to keep them all in one folder, and Unreal put the new meshes into an automatically created folder. So let's go find those. With one of the new meshes selected, I can go here in the static mesh section of the Details panel and click the Browse To button. And here I'll find all 3 of these letters. So I will select all 3, click, Shift click, and I'm just going to drag drop these into the Demo Meshes folder here. And I want to move them. And now in Demo Meshes, I have all of the letters. Let's give each of these an appropriate name. So B, F2, SM_B, and so on. And now we have one more adjustment to make for these meshes. See, all of these meshes have a pivot point pretty much right here in the middle. And what we want to do is have each of these letters have their own pivot point centered and at the bottom of each letter. It's really easy to do. Again, with our modeling tools, we can go to the transform page, and then one by one, we'll select each one of these meshes and use the edit pivot command. So I'll start with the letter B here. I'll click on edit pivot and then click on the bottom button, and that can position our pivot right here at the bottom of the letter and accept. Now I'll just repeat that for the other letters. So A, edit pivot, bottom, accept, M, edit pivot, bottom, accept, and finally our original mesh here. And now each one of these meshes has their own pivot point at the center of the letter. Let's Control-Shift-S to save all our changes, and now we can add the kinetic part of our kinetic text using a special cloner. So let's go back to our mode selection, and we'll change this to Motion Design. I'll go to the Cloners page and double-click on the free Placement Cloner. This will create a new cloner in the middle of our level, and it has a default mesh here, so let's expand the cloner in the outliner, select that default clone, and delete it. And instead, I'll click and shift click to select all of the letters and drag those into the cloner. Now the look of our clones changed a bit because they have a new opaque material that is not unlit, and I kind of like this look, so I'm just going to leave it at that. These lights are inconveniently placed, so let me expand our studio lights. I'll select the right and the left using Control click, and I'll just raise these up so that they're out of the way of our letters and we don't get a sharp edge on those lighting effects. And finally, we'll add our motion by using a cloner effector. So I'll select the cloner once again, and in the Details panel, scroll down, click on Create Linked Effector, and this effector is kind of small right now. So what I'll do is increase its inner radius size until it is affecting all of our letters. So inner radius, click drag to the right. We can see the red where the effector is applying influence. And we do have a little bit of fall off. Our outer radius is a little bit larger than this. Let's make our inner radius 650. That looks good. And our outer radius can be something like 800. Okay, our effector is already in offset mode, and that's great. What we'll do here is adjust the scale of our letters down to where they can't be seen at all. So here is our scale setting, and I'm just going to set the value to 0.001, and that makes the letters so small that we can't see them while the effector is affecting them. Let's go ahead and add a little flare to this, and I'm going to activate the delay section of the effector, and scrolling down, we'll just leave the default values for this. And finally, we just want to animate the effector so that it exits the frame, and that exiting action will reveal all of our letters. So the effector is selected. I'll go to the sequencer, and here I'll scroll up in the effector's details, and we'll set a keyframe for its current location. And then take our playhead a little bit further into the sequence, and let's set a new keyframe with the effector exiting out the right of the frame. So I'm just going to click and drag to the right in my y-axis until all of our letters are visible. There we go. And so we'll set a keyframe there. And finally, one last little thing is that I want to keep the color consistent in these letters. So I'm going to click on the color for our effector and change this to a nice neutral white so that it doesn't impact the color of our letters. And that's it. We are now ready to go. Maybe I'll shorten the sequence a little bit and hit play. Bam. We're all set. We're looping. Let's make this a little shorter. And there you go. There is a lot you can do with these effectors to create all kinds of customized kinetic typography. As an example, let me just hit pause here, go back to the beginning of the sequence, and I'll take the existing effector and Control D, duplicate it, and with just a few changes to our effector, we can have a dramatically different effect. So when I duplicated the effector, the new track didn't necessarily get associated with that. It's easy to fix. We just select the effector, right-click on our track, and assign actor, add the selected. Okay, so now both of these effectors are going to exit in the same direction with the same timing. The first effector, I'm going to go ahead and have it change our offset. Instead of scale of 0.001 in all axes, what I'll do is set first to 1, so we're back to full scale, and we can't see anything because this effector is still setting the scale to 0.001, so let's go ahead and set this one to 1 as well. Okay, so with this effector, I'm going to go ahead and set the Z scale up a little bit. So let's unlock these axes and set this Z scale to about 3. There we go, so we've stretched everything vertically. And then finally, we'll go to our second effector, and we're going to use this to offset position. So the offset here is 111 for scale now, and position, I'm just going to click and drag to the right to get all these letters out of view. Out the top of the screen. There we go. About 700 takes care of that. And for the movement, I want to deactivate the delay. So the movement's going to come right down, and the scale will give our little bounce, but the position will just land right at the base. So let's go ahead and disable that and play our new animation. There you go. So there's a lot of different things you can do with your type in Unreal with this approach. I hope this helps. Until next time, have fun.